orthopedic surgeon.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Maude Bless America, Blood Mess America.
Hey, we're missing something. Hold on. Stop the press.
We can't stop the press.
Stop the press.
Because here's why. We have the illustrious, the infamous, and the wonderful Nate the Great Green, well known for his profound medical talents and
golfing prowess,
skiing prowess, and naughty behavior.
Yeah.
And by the way, Slegs, the studio audience would really like to know about those new glasses you're sporting. That's quite a bitchin' look you got.
Well, I don't know about that, but all the better to see you with, my boy. And what I do see is you don't have a cocktail.
Well, I did screw that up. So if the audience will excuse me,
I will entertain Dr. Green.
Nate, welcome.
Thanks, guys.
Dang, glad
to be here.
Now, what did you think we were going to talk about today?
I had absolutely no idea.
Good.
Even better.
Perfect.
We got
you go get a drink and I'll entertain the audience.
It's going to be a barn burner episode because not only do you not know what we're going to talk about, neither do we.
Perfect.
Same old deal.
I like it.
I have returned from my time away in the desert, and I'm back in Nebraska full time. Happy to be here. Enjoyed my time away. Maude Bless America championed on without me quite well. Thank you.
We persevered.
Yeah, we did persevere. I watched all the episodes. You did a wonderful job. Not that you needed my adulation or...
No, but definitely need your cooperation.
Yeah, cooperation. So it's good to be back. Nate?
You ever notice poor old Nate? He's strangely silent, which I think is suspicious.
You can never trust me.
Well, that is so true.
So, Nate, you're a doctor of oncology. So how long have you practiced in Lincoln?
Yes, I've been in practice 24 years.
24 years. Mm-hmm. Wow. Has it gone fast or has it gone slow?
It's gone like just a snap of the fingers. It's unbelievable.
So you're in a field that's, as we were talking on the way down here, very difficult to talk to your patients because of sometimes the outcomes aren't what they want to hear, their families want to hear. So why don't you describe how that churns on you a little bit?
Yeah, I think that's maybe one of the misconceptions people have about oncology is everybody thinks that we're just talking about sad things all the time.
You get wins.
And it's just not that way.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we have some very difficult conversations.
Yeah.
There's some end of life conversations that we have to have every day. But there are at least as many in the opposite.
Sure.
Where people are doing wonderfully. There's been some amazing advances and we get to have a lot of happy time.
Good. That's
so
good.
You get wins.
Yeah.
More so than losses. It's not all losses.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps you coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I heard an interesting comment from a cancer survivor just on Friday, saying, and it was a quote from his mother saying that the days go long, the years go fast.
Yeah.
And,
I agree with that.
It's totally true. But, when you boil it down, these wonderful advancements, because everybody kind of worries about, am I going to get cancer?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's lots of ways to go, some more cruel than others. But one of the big questions in your professional career, do you think we're going to see a cure, not necessarily for cancer in general, but for specific or targeted cancers? As we're making all of these medical advancements, excuse me, can we have the member?
The lovely Mrs. Maude.
Mrs. Maude bringing a little scotch. Thank you, sweetheart. Coming back to the question, you're not off the hook.
So the advancements in
medical
research
and therapy and all
of
that,
therapeutics.
Are we closer to certain cures for certain cancers?
I mean, short answer is yes. There already are some diseases that even when I started practice were not considered curable, that patients now are expected to have long remissions from.
Which ones?
Chronic myelogenous leukemia is a prime example. In about 2000, those patients, that was considered a terminal illness, or they would have to have a bone marrow transplant to have a chance of a remission. Now they can be put on an oral medication that they just take every day, and they can live for decades.
Wow.
I mean, it's astounding how much that's changed.
Wow. Literally. You're a young man. You still have another 10 to 15 years before your career is over. So from when you started in the 24 years, to go from a death sentence to a long remission, that's amazing. What other ones? By the way, cheers, boys.
Hey, there we go.
That's a good goddamn deal to cheers to.
right?
Yes,
You don't clink if you don't drink. Thanks, Nate.
Honestly, I think the disease that probably has seen the most excitement, in my opinion, is lung cancer. Another example there, when I started practice, there were only 3 chemotherapy drugs that were FDA approved to treat that disease. So patients would go through that pretty quickly and then transition into hospice.
Whoa.
For stage 4 disease, meaning it's spread to another place in the body, the chances of living for 5 years was probably less than 1%.
Oh, with lung cancer.
With lung cancer.
25 years ago.
Yep. Today, it's very common to see patients live for several years.
Wow.
So chances of living 5 years now, I don't know the exact statistic, but it's more like 25 or 30.
So is that purely off the medication? So we had a cardiologist on here, and he says by far the biggest advancement as far as cardiology is concerned, or prevention, is behavior based, no smoking. And so, do you see the same number of incidents of lung cancer as you did 25 years ago, or is it about the same?
I don't think the incidence has gone down, but I think the reasons that people are getting it are different.
Okay.
Expand on that.
You know, smoking per capita has probably gone down.
Yeah, plummeted.
You know, the younger people aren't smoking cigarettes
in the U.S.
In the U.S.
Yeah,
I will say, I was just in France. They smoked like chimneys.
Yeah,
it was kind of jarring.
Yep. In this part of the country, unfortunately, we actually think radon is a common cause.
Oh, really?
It's the number 2 cause of
radon,
non-small cell lung cancer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yep.
I would have thought like all the farmers, everybody out west, all the fertilizer,
all the chemicals,
all the chemicals they're putting on the fields.
But radon's very well documented, and if you look at a map of radon exposure for the country, southeast Nebraska is the darkest color.
Why
on the map? Because it's got the highest incidence.
But
I think it's just
you mean like where we're at right now?
Yeah,
southeast Nebraska.
In Matt's basement.
We're lower. We're
Matt's basement right here.
We are closer to the radon source.
Wow.
Yep.
So radon, I was unaware that was a precursor to lung cancer cause.
And then there's a whole nother group that I would say we don't understand the etiology, but female non-smokers. That's another big group. And it's probably a different disease than the cancer that's caused by smoking.
Wow.
But it's still lung cancer.
It's still lung cancer. And that's one of the groups where the tremendous advancements have happened, where there are targeted therapies and immunotherapy that those people are more likely to be candidates for. And they have a much higher response rate than traditional chemotherapy.
My wife just reminded me that a guy that who didn't smoke, who got lung cancer and died 25 years ago, probably about 2 days ago, Ralph Bud Kuka.
Great guy.
You probably didn't know him. I went to high school with him. Matt's brother went to high school with him. Matt knew him. He was an attorney in Lincoln and contracted lung cancer in the late 90s. And a couple of years later, he was gone.
And it was funny. He never had smoked.
No.
But coming back to it, I'm a civilian. So when you're looking at a slide diagnosing somebody with lung cancer, is it going to be the same cell even for different types of disease?
Well, first off, I'm not a pathologist,
so
I don't look at slides.
We didn't call it. Well, you're looking at something saying, "Hey, Roy,
you're a friggin' doctor. Come on."
I'm saying you went to med school. You did a rotation in pathology. You like playing with the cadavers.
So, I mean, morphologically, there are differences in the different types of lung cancer. Yes.
Okay. So it's a different cell you're looking at.
Yep. And now we've got these more sophisticated tests, molecular tests that can actually detect DNA mutations within the cells. And that's one of the big breakthroughs, is being able to tell if a patient is a carrier for any of these mutations. That tells us if they're a candidate for one of those targeted therapies or not.
So when you target the therapy, is that you're using some sort of a viral vector to go after a DNA, or is it a pure drug based? Or I'm sorry, you're not altering their DNA sequence to
No.
arrive at the cure. You're introducing
but-
a chemical compound
Right.
to
So
attack
these
the
are targeted to either a mutation in the DNA or a protein that may be expressed on the surface of the cells.
Okay.
So that protein maybe is responsible for sending a message into the engine of the cell, telling it to replicate and make more cancer. Or maybe it's a protein that helps the cells to interact with each other. And
It's a hateful protein.
right. So you can block those things now.
Okay.
If the patient's a carrier, and when you block it, it prevents those cells from being able to replicate or divide. So theoretically, you can knock them down and prevent them.
So you can prevent them, but can you kill them?
So it can kill them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It prevention and kills them.
Right. So you can actually see if you take scans on a patient when they're first diagnosed 3 months later, 6 months later, and see dramatic responses where things are shrinking.
So is lung cancer the number one cancer in the United States? Type of cancer?
No, per capita breast cancer is
Breast cancer.
number one. Lung cancer is the biggest killer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But all those things are improving.
On the other hand, for guys, I mean, if you live long enough, isn't it 100% of guys will end up with prostate cancer?
Yeah, if you live long enough. I mean, it's not going to be the cause of your death.
No.
For most.
But you'll
some.
have it for some. Yeah, I think there was an amazing study done back, oh my gosh, a long time ago, where they did autopsies on 100 men that had died of natural causes over the age of 80.
Okay.
And I think every single one of them had prostate cancer.
Wow.
Wow.
So-
That's not a
That's not a good statistic either.
If you live long enough, it's going to be there.
so I have
Right.
But in a
may
lot
or
of
may
those,
not
in a
kill you.
lot of those people, though, it was probably inconsequential.
Okay.
You know, it didn't have anything to do with why they passed.
only two people in my immediate family lived over 80, men, and both of them had prostate cancer.
Yeah.
My two uncles. Everybody else in my family who died before 80. My uncles, my father. The two who did live, they had prostate cancer.
Mhm.
What? Who would have thunk?
Who'd have thunk it?
We'll see. I only got 12 years to go.
Well, you better get it growing. You got to keep up with that deal.
Holy cats.
Better
That's-
get that checked.
Oh, I get it checked all the time. Woo!
So do you have an area that you specialize in? Is there a particular cancer that is kind of a, pardon the expression, near and dear to your heart that you do research, you focus, you've got a specialized treatment?
In general, no. In private practice in a community this size, we're not able to subspecialize too much. But I think for any community oncologist, the bread and butter, the most common things that we see all day long, breast cancer, lung cancer, colon cancer.
Colon cancer, not prostate cancer. Colon cancer.
Yeah, I mean, prostate's in that top five,
Right,
but those are the three most common.
No, colon cancer is a bad deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got bad family history of that.
Do you?
But yeah, I've been going since 50 doing the deal. And,
Okay. Every 5 years?
no, start off 3 years.
Oh.
Had some polyps and all that. But
Oh, okay.
I don't know, have you gone for the deal?
Oh, yes, I have. A couple times now.
What are you? How old are you?
55.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five, double nickels.
Freaking double nickels.
Well, the
Double
standard,
nickels.
standard now is to start at 45 instead of 50.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's easily detectable and
Yep.
theoretically a little more easily.
And it's
treated.
not as bad as people make it out to be.
Oh,
Do you think?
No.
No.
Not as bad as you hear about it.
No.
And once you go through it, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not the last one I had. I had the scope. My wife came and picked me up. I was a good boy, didn't drive. She literally took me to the golf course and dropped me off, and I went and played 18 holes with the guys.
No kidding.
So you had your procedure
Wow.
done in the hospital, and they gave you propofol, not going
Yep.
to their clinic. They give you
Correct.
fentanyl, and you're out
Yeah.
for the day.
Yep, propofol is in and out.
Propofol is what I've
Propofol,
had.
sure.
That's happy gas. That
Right.
just makes
Exactly.
you.
It is, yeah.
Then you wake up happy, right? happy.
I didn't know I had a choice. My wife had it done. She's like, "Oh no, I'm going to the hospital." And yeah, she came home, cleaned the house, and we
Yeah.
went and played golf. I was out for the whole day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you'll
Should-
choose
should
more
be-
wisely
Now-
next
now,
time.
Did she stop at Runza for you to get a little something to eat?
No.
No.
Fill back up.
Well, reload.
Right?
Who'd you play golf with after that deal?
Oh, the usual suspects.
Oh God, that's a bad deal.
Yeah. I think I shot about the best round I had that whole summer, though. I was just
You were
Happy,
relaxed.
loose,
You were
relax.
loose and relax. Well, why wouldn't you?
Speaking of golf tournament, did you watch the end of the golf tournament yesterday?
I did.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Did he hit a great 4-iron from 194 yards into the wind?
Unbelievable.
He deserved to win.
Yes, he did.
He deserved to win against the number one player in the world. After that, that was an impressive iron shot.
Scotty showed you can never count him out.
Ever.
He's
I
a
mean,
competitor.
he comes back from
Yeah,
three.
a
He
digger.
just
Yeah.
keeps on plugging.
He just digs.
God, if that
Yeah.
guy could make some putts now and again, wouldn't he? Oh my
That's what they
God.
say about me.
Yeah.
If I could ever get on the green. God, he'd really
But
be
when you
something.
get on the green, if you could
if
ever
I
make
could
a
ever get
putt.
on the green,
If you
God,
could
if
ever
he
make a
just sink
putt. Oh God, if you could putt.
That's why I'm called the permanent handicap.
Speaking of which, I'm excited to go on a trip, Maddie.
I am too.
Where are you going?
Well, we're going to Philadelphia to play at Marion.
Nice.
Very.
All right.
Did your brother get you on there?
He did. We have to play with him. We have to play with a member.
Can we
God
throw him
damn.
off and get
Say,
another member?
can we
Or
trade
does it
him
have to
out?
play with Frosty?
Well, we have to play with Frost. I
Okay.
think.
Well, I guess that's the least we can do.
Well,
It was
I mean,
his invitation.
it was
It's your
his-
brother.
well, and I figure we're doing him a favor showing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. He doesn't have that many friends, does he,
No.
that'll play with him?
No.
Yeah.
Our group's going down to Dallas in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
our
what do you mean?
annual
Oh, yeah.
golf
I
trip.
naturally wasn't invited. Yeah.
JP informed me.
Yeah.
Were you invited?
No,
Oh.
no. Grumpy Peters won't invite me.
I'm working with him on planning your Hillcrest soiree.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
I'm working through that with him.
Okay.
And I will be there. I will be the outlier.
Yeah, I heard there was some
Yeah, there was some
quick change of.
Yeah, there was some change of what we thought to what it is.
Yes.
So
is
that's
this,
fine.
Is this the lighthouse deal?
No, the Arbor. They're going to have it at Arbor Links.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh.
Frivolry will be a fun 2 days.
Yep.
I
Absolutely.
look forward to joining your group. I think I'll fit in.
Oh, you'll fit right in.
Okay, you sure?
Uh-huh.
All right. As long as
And you'll probably win some money.
as long as gambling at Bushwood.
What could be better? So I don't have it printed off. I had a text, and I'm going to come back to medical. And it had a chart in it that is pretty shocking to me. And it's basically showing the last 30 years. And really, the growth of physicians has been relatively flat.
Mm-hmm.
In stark contrast, the growth of, for the studio, the growth of the
Studio and
administrative
audience.
class has gone. I mean, it has been a stratospheric growth.
Right.
Where I'm leading up to is, so here you are as a physician, and you make some amount of money, doesn't matter what it is. Are you finding that to maintain your certain level of income, are you having to work more or harder or see more volume
Mm-hmm.
in the course of your 24-year career?
Yes. The short answer, yes. And I agree. The administrative costs have skyrocketed. Even for us, we're an independent group. We have the same number of providers providing the care, but our employees that we have to employ in order to bill the patients,
Mm-hmm.
take care of the patients, collect
Yes.
revenue on drug costs, et cetera, that has skyrocketed.
So long story short, has it been voluntary choice on your part to take on that additional fixed overhead, or has it been imposed upon you by governmental fiat for lack of a better term?
Well,
or
insurance or
insurance?
I think it's
or-
more sink or swim. We voluntarily have expanded to survive.
right,
Yeah,
as opposed to becoming an employee of a hospital.
right.
So how many, from when you started to where you're at now, how many mid-level providers do you employ?
So when I started, we had 2. Currently, I think we have 8 or 9.
providers.
Yeah, but I
Mid-levels.
think a
Yeah.
more staggering number is if you look at the total number of employees, nurses,
Yeah.
management staff, ancillary staff, business office. When I started practice, there were 27 employees. Now we have, I think, 170.
Oh my.
Oh my God.
Good God.
How many physicians?
9 medical oncologists, 2 radiation oncologists, and a gynecologic surgeon.
Wow.
That's not that bad. That's an unbalanced
I mean,
ratio.
that ratio of
So you
employee
think
to
you
provider.
think of, because all of the income for all of those people has to come through those
9.
providers.
So let me ask you this from the,
Man.
and I assume I
That's
know the answer to the
unsustainable.
question. It's hard to quantify it. 25 years ago, X cost, a car cost X, a house cost X, anything you want to look at the inflation. The cost of the drugs that you infuse, has that gone up exponentially or has that gone up appropriately with the cost of everything else?
Oh, it's gone up exponentially.
Exponentially. Why is that? If it's the same, so let me ask you this: Are they're constantly making improvements to those therapeutics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a constant iteration and iteration, and so I assume it's not the same product you used years ago.
Yeah, boy, I think there's a lot of things that factor into that, but the cost for developing a drug, the cost for a pharmaceutical company to take that drug through the necessary
steps,
clinical
trials, FDA,
to show safety, to show efficacy,
Yep.
to show survival, to get FDA approval. I mean, that's a decade-long process.
Wow.
That costs probably hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
So they, of course, want to recoup their cost.
Sure.
So anything that's new, anything that's cutting edge,
Right.
the cost is staggering. And
so how do you? So it costs you. Let's just say it's not uncommon for a therapeutic cost $10,000 per inject per or 20,000, 30, 40, 50.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
It costs you 50. You bill the patient, i.e., the insurance company, 100. What does insurance ratchet you down to?
Well, that's the thing, is it depends on what insurance you're talking about.
which is the point of my whole conversation. Where I'm going.
But I mean,
Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance,
they all bill differently. Every one of them.
But they all pivot off of Medicare.
Well,
is that their benchmark?
That's their benchmark.
That's the benchmark. But then their contractual
the private payers, they'll pay more, but you don't know how much more, and it depends on what carrier you're talking about. So, there's drugs where we are profitable from some payers and underwater from other payers.
So how do you so if you infused $100 million a year and you only get reimbursed 50, but it's costing you 45, that's not a lot of overhead to have 147 people. And
right.
where are the margins coming in from?
Well, here's the other side of it. So how many oncologists, hemoc docs, are there on average coming out of each year a medical school in the U.S.?
It's not a big number. Most programs, most university programs, don't put out more than 1 or 2 a year.
Really?
Wow.
That's
so. Let me walk through this because my math mind can't stand.
Yeah. Right.
So you grew up, goddamn hardworking kid, Scottsbluff, Nebraska, winging sugar beets at people when they drive by just for general purposes.
Yeah.
You have no idea how much truth there is to that.
I have. Well, and for a while you had a business. You were painting towers and
feed tanks.
Right. Uh-huh. And so you're not like you're afraid to work hard. So you graduate from high school. You have 4 years of university.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in there, you said, I don't think I want to keep painting, feed tanks. I'm going to be a doctor. God damn it. So you apply. You go to med school. There's 4 years. So you're 26 years old by the time you graduate with an MD.
Yep.
Then you go 2 years or 3 years of residency.
3 years of residency.
Then you said, I'm going to be a cancer doc. So then you did
another 3 years.
3 years or 4?
3.
So 6 years. And then you come out of school, everything, you're ready to go. Schlegel shows up, says, let me show you my prostate. And you say, okay, we'll treat you. And so that being the case, 26 plus 3 is 29. So you came out and finally entered the earnings pool at age 32.
Yep. That's about right.
And you're going to work until, for the sake of discussion, 62. So you got 30 years to make all the money, pay your taxes, pay your overhead, invest it, have a lifestyle, and pay for the last third of your life. So,
and retire your debt from medical school.
Well, and so, I mean, that's the next question. What has happened to the cost of medical school since you started to where it's at now? I mean, same deal. That's got to be growing.
Oh, they've
Same as
all gone
everybody
up,
else,
just
right?
like any university, they've all
Yeah.
gone up significantly.
So for the sake of discussion, let's just say, for my math, 7.2% year over year growth. It's been higher than the long-term rate of inflation.
Right.
So that means at 7.2% year over year, every 10 years, the cost doubled. So when you went to med school, I'm going to use round numbers. It was 50 grand a year. 4 years, it was 200,000 bucks. So that means you've been working 24 years. We'll just say 30 in your career. So we go from 250, we double it to 500, we double it again to $1 million. By the end of your career, the same medical school cost for you went from 250 grand in 30 years to $1 million.
Is that
basic math? Are people able to cash finance that, or are they having to take on debt?
I think people are having to take on debt.
So to Sleg's point, you come out, you have 30 years to make a living. You have to retire that debt. You can't discharge it in bankruptcy. So it has the added downward pressure on income, on lifestyle. And that's, I guess, where I'm leading up to. Is it getting harder and harder to attract competent people to go through the medical school path all the way through to become an MD, do what you do?
100%.
How is it for you to recruit to Nebraska?
I think it's, well, there's a whole bunch of things that have gotten really difficult. One is and boy, there's a whole nother discussion here, but development of things like AI are changing everything. And
for the good?
In some ways the good, in some ways the bad.
Okay.
We've got people like...
Describe them both.
So there was I'm not going to get this exactly right, but there was a conference, a tech conference, I think in Europe recently, and Elon Musk was one of the people that was interviewed.
Okay.
And they asked him, what careers would you tell people not to go into? And medicine was one of the first things he said.
You know, Chat GPT now has an MD, Chat GPT MD, that you can sign up for and pay for.
Yep.
You upload all your medical records and it'll give you a diagnosis.
Yes. So that's scary. But people are starting to think that they don't need to go to the doctor because they can just figure it out.
Right.
So that's one thing that's
fallacy.
That's a risk.
That's bad.
Yep. That's not a good thing.
Bad.
Another is, I feel like there has been a cultural shift in work ethic in people that are growing up in this country. I look at my parents' generation, my grandparents' generation. These people worked hard.
Yeah.
They
all
were
the time.
They were grinders.
At whatever they did.
Yes,
whatever
they were grinders.
Yes.
And people went and started a career and they worked at that company for their whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying you're a slacker?
We're the tail end of the grinders.
Got it.
Okay.
So anyway, I interrupted.
But I feel like a thing that we're worried about right now is
who's we?
Physicians in general.
Okay.
I would say particularly people that are in private practice.
Okay.
The generation that's coming up, that's in undergrad right now, that's in medical school right now, I feel like they are reluctant to go into a risky situation of owning their business. They're much more concerned about life experiences than they are about success in business. And I think it is more common today for kids to get a job, stay there for a few years, leave it, go to another one. And that's not just medicine. I think that's everything.
I think young people view their life and their career much differently than we did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Work-life balance.
And they're less tied to it from an identity standpoint than perhaps our generation is. That's not right or wrong. I think that's a reality.
It's just different.
And I don't think they understand or they view and they see how hard our generation works, and they really truly don't understand it, why we vested so much in that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I really think that.
Yeah. I see generations, like prime example is my father. He's in his mid 70s, and he's always said to me, I don't think I ever want to retire. I want to keep working. I love what I do. I want to keep doing this.
I've said that our generation, and your father's and my generation, we're in baby boomers, right? I'm about in the middle. Your dad's about at the beginning, and Matt's right at the end. And I don't think our generation views retirement the way other generations do.
Right.
And I don't. I agree with your father. I find my way to keep busy.
Yeah.
In various things because A, it fulfills you, B, it occupies your time,
Yeah.
B, it occupies your mind and your spirit.
Mhm.
And I think that's what our generation likes, is occupying our mind and our spirit.
Yep.
And being
with something besides our screen,
yeah,
whether it be TV, phone,
yeah.
whatever.
Or a video game. God, shoot me dead if I had to play a video game. I mean, I don't want to do it. I want to do something. I want to interact. I want to engage. I want to help. I want to do.
Right.
As opposed to fulfill myself by playing a video game.
Well, so we're back to the question. Do you think that America is finding it harder? Because when we go through it, the amount of time you spent out of the earning pool, giving you 30 years to earn, plus now having to retire a significant amount of debt, live a lifestyle, raise a family, pay for your retirement, and then add on to it just the lifestyle. I mean, being on call, holidays, weekends. It's a difficult lifestyle being a physician. I get it. But when you're pressuring downward the income, I mean, you're kind of eliminating, with the exception of the very noble purpose of being, and by the way, this is a compliment for you. As much as I like to give you a hard time, one of the things that I really appreciate and respect about you is I never have once heard you talk about the money. It's always about the patient outcomes, which for me, I define you as a healer. And that's the compliment.
But I think that's our friends who are physicians. I think that's a constant. That's a common.
I think it's
sure.
It's somewhat common. It's not all of them.
No,
we all know physicians that is not the case. Hence my point. It's a compliment. Where I'm leading up to is, if you start taking away the economic incentive, you add on the burden of managing burgeoning overhead, plus people, plus interacting with people who are now saying, I'm not sure I need to come see you. So by the time you're seeing them, they might be stage 4. Chat GPT MD didn't prescribe the right medication or get them connected.
Yeah.
And now, pardon the expression, they're screwed, blued, and tattooed. Then they're pissed at you because they're not getting the outcome. They're going to die. And where I'm leading up to is, I think, again, long term, this country is doing itself a profound disservice. And I look back, and in my humble opinion, while I still think the medical model is flawed as far as fee for service, if you don't see a patient, you're not making any money. I don't really see another way to do it. I mean, we can talk about, we want these holistic outcomes. That's fine. But if you don't have cancer, politely, I'm not going to come see you, except on the golf course. But as a general rule, I'm not going to say, God damn it, Kristen, I'm going to go in and see Nate because I may or may not have cancer, but I'm just going to go in and get checked. Right. Well, if I'm in there and we're just jawing, you don't know what to look for. The bigger point I'm getting to is, for that long a time, making no income, all of your friends are making money. They're all living a life. They're all living a lifestyle that's been denied to you, at least economically. It begs the question, what are we doing? Why are we flooding the system with mid-level providers that don't have the experience? Every human body shares certain common traits, but every one of them is different. Different reactions to a chemically introduced medication or therapy or a surgical or any other type. I think we are going down the wrong path. At the same time, America is getting older. As we get older, we are all going to become ever greater consumers of professional medical care. And I can safely tell you, Slags, this is the first I've heard about Chat GPT MD. You are not looking at its next subscriber.
No, I'm just here to inform.
And I appreciate it. And that's why I'm not killing you as the messenger of bad inform.
Right.
It was good information.
Yeah.
It's not something
it's just not something but believe me, there's a lot of people who would sign up for that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know that.
Absolutely.
They will. And here's the thing, until they start getting bad outcomes,
right,
and then say, oh God, why me?
So,
and then it's somebody else's fault. But where I'm leading up to, we have this burgeoning cost of administrators. We have this burgeoning cost of insurance, billing, collecting, and compliance, governmental compliance. America's hidden tax is the plaintiff's bar. Every physician is ordering a gazillion extra procedures to avoid getting sued. And the simple truth is, it's an unsustainable economic model.
It's 100%. Then you throw the insurance malaise in there. It's a mess.
It is a mess.
So let me ask you this: is cancer equal parts environmental and
Stress.
hereditary?
I think there's a lot of factors. I think there's a lot of diseases where we use this thing called the two-hit hypothesis.
Okay.
So each one of us is born with a certain genetic makeup.
Okay.
That's your first hit.
We're not talking about bong hits.
Not yet.
Okay.
Nice.
Sorry.
That's a Nebraska Wesleyan.
But just how you're born, just how you're born, maybe you're more susceptible than I am
So
for certain things.
born being your genetics.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he said.
What you're born with.
Yeah.
But then sometime during your life, you obtain your second hit. This is probably the hit right here.
That's it.
That's your hit.
But
Hit.
whatever
I mean,
it is.
you're supposed to hit that. That's what that signal was.
Hit it.
But
Hit it.
whatever that hit is, maybe it's a virus. Maybe it's an exposure like a pesticide or a chemical.
Yep.
Maybe you worked in a manufacturing plant
Sure.
where there was benzene gas or
Right.
something. Maybe you chose to be a smoker. Maybe you were in the war.
Right.
And,
Agent Orange.
and had
whatever.
something.
Chemicals. The government gave you drugs.
That's your second hit.
Okay.
And that's what ultimately
So
caused you.
you're born with a ground wire, and then the second hits your hot wire, and the light goes on, and the cancer starts.
Yeah. So genetically, you're predisposed to a certain risk, and then your lifestyle
Sure.
is your next
Creates
risk.
your second risk.
So farming has got to be one of the most hazardous professions there is, both from a hazard standpoint, maybe machinery, equipment. I think farm deaths are at the top of the list with regards to that. But then environmentally, with the chemicals and all that, that's just like a double whammy, isn't it?
It is, and I will tell you.
And we're in an ag-based state. I mean, you get outside Omaha, Lincoln, it's ag-based.
Well, we cover 13 different communities around the state that we go to currently, and I won't say the name of the town, but there's a community of about 5,000 people that we send an oncologist to 5 times a month, and we're seeing 25 to 28 patients a day.
Oh, God.
And it's ag-based.
Yeah.
It's all ag-based.
Yes. And I mean, to me,
so that's environmental and genetic. That's one hit, two hit.
Well, yes, but it's like, oh my gosh, don't drink the water here.
Oh, is that so? So that's interesting. So in 13 communities, I'm sure you do other ag-based communities as well. Mm-hmm. Is that an outlier?
Well,
that community
geographically, it's an outlier compared to the other places that we go.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
and it absolutely is an outlier. We don't go anywhere else more than twice a month.
Wow!
And we go there 5 times a month.
So geographically, it's a Lone Ranger out here.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely a different.
So 28 to 30 patients a day, simple average of 15. I mean, that's an entire day. That clinic is jam packed and
it's hopping.
It's 15 minutes. You're like, hey, sorry you're going to die, but I got to get my next 15 minutes. I got to go.
That's not exactly the message.
That's not what they say.
Hey, nice knowing you. I got to go.
No, you definitely spend the time that's needed with each person.
I have no doubt.
You just have to, everybody has to understand you're not going to be seen on time.
So is that the case if you go through the Farm Belt, if you go through Illinois and Iowa and southern Minnesota and South Dakota and Kansas, which is basically the Farm Belt, is that pretty much the same?
I think that's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's different. Sometimes it might be different diseases.
Okay.
Just based on their different exposures.
Sure. But if you're growing corn in Iowa and Illinois and Nebraska,
that's
pretty much the same stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How'd you decide to become a doctor from painting feedlot bins?
Yeah.
Good question. I grew up in a household where my mother was a very brittle diabetic, and my entire childhood growing up, I witnessed the things that she was going through. And I think that really just sparked my interest in trying to figure out why.
Sure.
And I loved anatomy, physiology, learning out, how the body works. And I think that's really what led me into medicine in the first place. I honestly had no idea that I wanted to do oncology when I went to med school.
Okay.
Even starting residency, I didn't know. And when you start residency in internal medicine, you rotate each month through different fields. And about my third or fourth month, I was on a rotation in oncology at the VA at the University of Texas down in San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
And there was a faculty member there named Jeffrey Weiss. And from the moment I started rotating with him, I knew this is what I want to do.
Why?
Wow.
He had,
You like the cut of his jib.
Yeah, the cut of his jib.
right. To me, he had the perfect balance of being interested in the science and being able to sit down and be compassionate and empathetic with his patients. And I would just sit and watch him, and I just couldn't.
So is your
Couldn't stop thinking
passion
about it.
your passion the patient and the empathy, or is your passion the science?
My passion's the patient.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. What makes my clock tick is sitting at the bedside talking to the patient. I would say the eternal struggle for me is keeping up with the science.
Right.
But
Yeah, but that's
But it's a burgeoning field. And it's,
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
it's
so
always
how much
changing.
time on that subject you have to get reaccredited and continuing education? How much is that time per year?
it's a lot of time.
Yeah,
You know,
I remember you were studying here
So you
some
were
time
studying
ago.
last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
for boards.
Yep. So every 10 years you have to recertify.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, in oncology, it's like starting over each time
Boy.
because
I
the
bet.
information changes so dramatically.
Yeah.
That test, you know, I've taken it twice now.
Right.
So I'm over 20 years. It's a completely different test
Wow.
than what it
Wow.
was before.
So that means you have to just absorb new information.
Well,
Like a
you
sponge.
you have to constantly read.
Right.
You can't afford not to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how much of the time of your week, and not just work week, and your entire week, your waking hours, if it's 18, 20 hours a day, how much time do you devote to reading and about your craft?
Quite a bit. On weekdays, I would say I get up. I'm an early riser.
Right.
So I get up. I'm usually in the office before 7 o'clock, and I'll read for about an hour. Usually, I'm preparing for the patients that I'm going to see that day.
So you're reading their journals and their
Yeah.
patient charts.
So I'm going through their charts, and if there's a change, I'm investigating. Okay, what's the next best option for this person
Right.
at this time?
You need some
Oh, yeah.
change.
Are we having some problems already?
We need to batten down.
Easy, Bigfoot.
It's kind of coming up and getting me. It's kind of grabbing you like a claw.
We're having a technical
Like
issue, aren't we?
Well,
Stop farting around.
maybe I am. I don't know that you are. Nate certainly isn't, but I am.
I'm good.
Okay,
So,
good. Okay,
I have no issues.
proceed. It's just me.
Yeah. So then I have my day, and I would say most evenings I go home, I try to work out, have dinner with the family, and I probably spend about 2 hours every night.
Prior to going to bed.
Hmm.
So you patients, I get that, prepping for them.
Yep.
That's required. That's just starting your
Part of
day.
the gig.
That's starting your deal. But the 2 hours every night.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Man, that's a lot.
Honestly, I don't.
Do you take notes, or do you have a journal? Or, I mean, do you just absorb it all?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to take notes per se, just because I have.
Photographic memory.
No, no, definitely not. But I think people learn better with purposeful learning.
Okay.
So I don't like to just randomly. I'm going to read about colon cancer tonight. To me, that's not very efficient.
Right.
But if there's a patient tomorrow that I've looked at and I know they've had a change,
Yeah.
I will choose that subject for that.
So where do you go for your material?
The internet.
So
He loves Al Gore.
yeah, right. Instagram.
Al Gore. The internet.
The internet.
He invented it.
So there's a couple very wonderful, I would say, resources for us. We've got what's called the NCCN guidelines. So there are thought leaders at the major institutions around the country that get together for conference several times a year. And they publish guidelines for every single disease state.
Oh, wow.
So that's readily available for us. We can go into those. And then there's a very well thought out website called Up to Date.
Okay.
And that's a subscription service for physicians.
Okay.
And there are, again, thought leaders that are being paid to be authors,
Okay.
and they do summaries of every disease
So you
state.
pay for that subscription, your
Mhm.
practice or you personally? Your
The
practice.
practice.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So we're in the lot of focus in the state of Nebraska is on UNMC. They're a competitor of yours, but are they a great research partner for cancer for the state of
Yeah.
Nebraska?
So I'll be careful with my answer here.
Yeah.
Very diplomatic.
I
Right.
appreciate that.
I would say UNMC is a wonderful academic institution. There are certain things within oncology where they are absolutely the place to go as far as being the authority. Things like bone marrow transplant,
Okay.
complicated advanced abdominal surgery.
Do you for surgeries do you refer patients to UNMC?
Absolutely. Absolutely. For example, if a patient has a tumor in their liver that needs to be removed,
Right.
you can't have a hepatic resection in a community practice. General surgeons in the community aren't able to take that on.
Gotcha.
It's not like they can't do it, but they don't have the supportive staff around them to be able to take care of that patient properly. You have to have a university.
So you refer them up there.
A UNMC is they're a member of that NCCN
Okay.
institution. So
they publish.
So there are certain physicians at UNMC
Yep.
that go to those conferences and help publish those guidelines every year. So they're very much involved in that. So, we work with them.
Yep.
We share hundreds of patients with them at all times. Sometimes I think there's a component of competition. UNMC, even though they're a state-run university, they still administer chemotherapy and take care of patients, and there's revenue involved. So of course,
so they're a competitor of yours.
They want to take care of patients.
Right.
And I think just in the general public, there's always a feeling, or sometimes there's a feeling that the next bigger place must be better.
Yeah.
So, you've got a farm wife that lives in York, Nebraska. She thinks Lincoln's a big deal.
Right.
But she thinks Omaha's a bigger deal.
Right.
They think Mayo Clinic's a bigger deal than that.
Right.
So sometimes those patients will go to those places to at least get another opinion.
And you don't mind that?
Oh, absolutely not.
I
would do that myself. But what I appreciate is our relationship with them, where they see a patient in Omaha. Okay, here's your diagnosis. This is what we recommend.
Mm-hmm.
There's an excellent group in Lincoln, or there's an excellent group in York that can take care of this. Go home and take care of this.
Right.
So, we have a good working relationship.
Yeah, it's collegial.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I want to pivot.
Go ahead. I was going to do the same.
Your golf prowess is almost unmatched.
Legendary.
Big pivot.
And legendary. It's almost unmatched in this group, clearly.
Which is why you're not invited.
So, how long have you golfed, and why do you like it? And what drives you?
No pun intended.
Yeah.
And you can drive the ball a long way.
Can.
So I was on the golf team in high school.
Okay.
Scottsbluff High.
Scottsbluff High School.
Wow.
Go Bearcats. Freshman year. And our team made it to state. So I was the number 5 golfer as a freshman.
Not the number 4. Not number 1 through 4.
Not one.
But as a freshman, I was proud.
That's pretty good.
Well, yeah.
But I got into football, and I had a coach that said, hey, if you want to be successful at football, you need to run track. And track and golf in Nebraska are at the same time.
Right.
So I had to make a choice, and I chose track.
And you became the white ghost. You were fast. I mean,
right,
Ginger Ghost. Look
at Ginger Ghost.
In hindsight, I wish I would have kept playing golf.
Because track was only a 3-year deal.
Yeah, track was
golf is a lifelong.
Exactly.
Right. You had your fleeting moments in track.
So I honestly did not play golf more than once or twice a year for probably 10 years.
From your sophomore year through.
So I still played casually in high school, hardly ever played in college, hardly ever played in med school. Picked it back up when I got into practice. Ended up meeting some of the guys that we all know. And
that are golf vagabonds.
absolutely. And I got to tell you, I would play golf every moment that I have a
You
chance.
would?
Absolutely. I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's one of the things that when I am able to slow down, when I choose to do that,
Sure.
that's what.
Do you
that's what I
envision
want.
yourself playing golf 5
Senior
days a
circuit?
week?
What's that?
5 days a week?
No, I can't see myself.
So
doing
what
anything
what
like
what
that.
what do you enjoy most about it?
Well, a couple things. One is the social aspect of
Mhm.
it is amazing.
Camaraderie?
Love
Camaraderie.
it. Love it. But I also just thrive off of the fact that it's you against you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, it's you're in your head and competing with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
figuring out how to find
Like Fitzpatrick hitting that shot when
absolutely
he had to hit that shot,
absolutely.
and he hit that shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Scheffler hit the shot he hit,
Well, and Green always hits the shot he hits.
but
Yeah.
he didn't hit. He ended up 30 yards short. It was a
Yes,
bad
he did.
for him.
That
was an
not a-
unused.
that was not
That
a
was an
good
out of
Scheffler
character
That was
shot.
an out of
Not a
character
good
shot.
Scheffler shot.
Yeah. So, okay. So, what's your passion about? Go ahead. You want to ask a question?
so-
about golf?
Any siblings?
I have one sister that is adopted
She ugly?
and 9 years younger than me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where's she live? Denver?
Yep. So my sister Abby, like I said, 9 years younger. So we had a really interesting situation where each of us basically were only children.
Sure.
Yeah. I was
You
going
know,
to say,
'cause
you guys are
when-
only children.
When I moved out, she was still very little.
Right.
So we have developed a relationship as adults
Interesting.
that we never really had as
But man, the
kids.
same could be said for you.
It was. I
Yeah.
had.
I mean, your
I made 9
sister's
years younger than
70 years old, and you're 61, 60.
She's 9 years older. She's actually 10 years older right now
right,
until my birthday.
right.
Yeah, my brother's 8 years older.
Right.
Yeah.
So 9 and 8. Yeah.
So same situation.
Yep.
Yep. So her husband, they live in Denver. Her husband is a lawyer by training.
Hate him.
So yeah.
Hey,
But he got a job out of law school with Kutak Rock in Denver
Okay.
doing mergers and acquisitions.
Okay.
And then he kind of developed some relationships internationally. And he went to my father and said, "Hey, I think I can benefit your company." My dad ended up hiring him, and now he's the president of the company.
of your
Oh,
dad's
you're
company?
kidding.
Yep.
Wow.
What's your dad's profession?
So he owned a business called Midwest PMS, Prescription Molasses Supplement. And it is a molasses-based supplement that goes on the cornflake in the feed yards to feed the cattle.
So
And
it gives them some sugar.
So-
them up. It's an additive. Fattens them.
so, but they bring yearling cattle into the feed yard weighing 600 pounds.
Right.
In 90 days, they weigh 1,200 pounds.
Right.
Oh my God.
I
So,
know.
I mean, it is a fascinating process. So my dad is now retired. My brother-in-law is the president of the company.
Wow.
Yep.
And from Denver.
So he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, but he lives in
they live
Denver.
in
Your
Denver.
dad still lives in Scott. No, your dad lives in Denver.
They're all in Denver.
They're all in Denver.
Yep.
All in Denver.
Yep.
Wow. So
It's interesting. My
So-
son works for QTAC Rock in their Denver office. He does
Really?
tax credits, but yeah,
Okay.
Hunter's
Hunters,
QTAC.
that's where he's at. Okay.
So what led to your tell us about your motorcycle life.
Oh, whoa,
And we
whoa,
shared-
whoa.
First
We're
time I
going
met
deep here.
I want to tell you the first time I met Nate Green. My wife knows everybody before
Oh,
me.
she-
Yeah.
The only person she didn't know before me was you, because I knew you. She wasn't around then.
She wasn't allowed.
She was 5. She said, "I know somebody who's got a trailer that we can borrow to take our motorcycles on a family vacation out to the Grand Tetons." So I said, "Okay." So we went out, and Nate and Amy, I met them they lived out at Windhoek
Yep,
Estates,
that's right.
and we borrowed their trailer probably I'm going to say 16, 17 years ago. That sounds about right.
That's about right.
And we loaded both our motorcycles up, and Nate was a motorcycle rider, and that's the rest is history. We became fast friends.
Oh, I love it.
So tell me about your.
Do you still ride cycles?
I do not. So I did not grow up with motorcycles.
Makes two of us.
Makes three of us.
Yeah. And a couple of my friends from college had gotten into it and let me kind of take their bikes for a spin. I immediately fell in love with it. Thought it was amazing.
A budding Hell's Angel.
Yep. And immediately went out and bought a bike. And
What'd you buy?
So my first bike was a Road King Classic, Harley Davidson.
Very good.
And it was a great bike.
Yeah, oh yeah. I had two of them.
I graduated. I kind of went backwards. I went to a Deuce.
Okay.
Yeah. Smaller bike.
Yeah.
And then ultimately I ended up with what's called a Big Dog. You familiar with Big Dog?
Yeah, I do.
So they
the
were
fat
at,
back
they were
fat
out
tire.
of Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah. Big Dog bike.
Had a 300 millimeter tire on the back.
Huge.
With no suspension.
Yep.
Oh. It was 9.5 feet long.
It was a hard pan.
All raked out.
Raked out.
Yep.
You didn't have the ape hangers, did you?
No. It was low.
Okay. Ape hangers are up here, Matt.
Yeah, say those. Yeah.
But it literally was one of those bikes where the exhaust was short and just came out right behind your foot. And if you hammered it hard, flames would shoot out of it because they were so short. And that thing was a screamer in a straight line, let me tell you. But what back up. We ended up going to Sturgis probably 8 or 9 times.
You and our friend Troy Stanacek.
Troy and I went to Sturgis several times together.
Yes.
Oh boy. What could go wrong?
No. A lot.
Right. In fact, my favorite story about Sturgis is we had mutual friends, Troy and I, that had a house in Whitetail, the next little town, about 5 miles up from Sturgis. And we would go stay at their house. Everybody would just congregate there. And 2 houses down, the people would always leave and rent their house out for tons of money during Sturgis. Well, that particular year, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith rented that house. And one morning, we're sitting out on the deck. Their deck was on the side of their house, so you could see the street. We're just sitting out there drinking coffee, and all of a sudden, Steven Tyler's walking by. So Stanacek, of course, is like,
"What's up, bitch?
Hey,
dude, come on over."
So he came up and talked to us for a while. Super nice guy. We all went riding together that day. That night, he ended up hanging out with us the whole night.
He was back in the saddle again.
Yeah. Going down.
Yeah.
But
so is he cool?
He's so cool. It was fantastic.
Well, he's a freaking rock star.
Yeah, and that was the year that Aerosmith performed at the Chip.
The what?
What's the big campground?
Oh, Buffalo Chip.
Buffalo Chip.
Yeah.
That's the year that he fell off the stage.
Oh, boy.
Was he fucked up?
And like broke his ankle.
Because he was hanging out with you jokers.
Right. We messed him up.
Again.
God.
But ultimately, what happened was my wife is smarter than I am. And
clearly, I think we all would admit that.
Okay, everybody look at the camera.
We all are. Yes, we all are. Our wives are all smarter, especially Nate.
Especially Nate.
But she became a little uncomfortable sitting on the back of the bike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And as soon as that happened, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
So we got rid of our bikes as well, but I'm sure you don't find this hard to believe, but Peg couldn't quite see her way finding behind me. She had to have her own bike. Oh, she had to be the driver. Yeah. So we had 2 bikes. Mm-hmm. You can't imagine her being a co-pilot.
No.
Mm-mm.
So shortly after I got my 3rd Harley, she goes, I'm not so sure about this backseat deal. I go, okay, we'll get you one. So we rode together. But, you probably heard these stories. We had 3 friends die in motorcycle
accidents. Yep.
And I just kind of said, we both agreed. Came to the conclusion that that's probably not the best. We have both had young daughters, not terribly young, but young enough that that we didn't need to take that chance. And I wasn't, nor was she, worried about our safety and how we drove and our defensive, because we never rode on the interstate. We always rode on the highways. We never rode in big groups because there's crazy people in big groups. But we just determined that that's probably not in our best interest for a true longevity factor in our life. So we sold them about a dozen years ago.
Yep.
And probably was the best thing that we did. Having said that, we had an unbelievably great time when we had them. Yep. We really did.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Love it.
We did.
Well, guys, why don't we wrap it up?
Okay.
Nate Green, thank you. This was truly a pleasure.
Well, thanks for having me
on here.
It was
Thanks
fun.
for being on here.
Yeah.
I hope it wasn't as intimidating as some of the other guests. You at least didn't break a sweat. Thanks for looking up.
The bourbon helped.
Well, thank God you didn't have much of it.
As soon as you tape your stuff down here, Matt, I'll be in much better shape. I won't interrupt.
Like I said, Bigfoot, we're not taping it.
The
down.
claw.
Don't have such a big goddamn
Baron von
calm down.
Roschke.
Oh my God. Well, thanks again for
Thank
joining
you.
us for Maude Bless America. Thanks again, Nate. Sledge,
Okay.
glad to have you. Boys, I'm going to step up and turn the thing
Out.
because we have no Ginger to do our production work.